Daisy wrapped her arms around Nolan's neck, the man her brothers suspected might be their missing daddy. He had never carried a child before, yet the little girl's face stirred a strange familiarity. Then he asked the question that could expose everything. What's your mommy's name? Daisy wrapped her arms around Nolan's neck and stared at him, with her big cute eyes. Mr. Handsome, your eyes look as pretty as my brother's. Nolan had never tried to carry a child, so this hug gave him an unprecedented experience. What's your mommy's name? Before Daisy could answer, Waylon stepped forward and tugged at her. Daisy, Mommy said that we shouldn't let strangers carry us. We'll be abducted if we do so. Nolan's eyes dimmed. He set Daisy down gently. You're right to be cautious. Quincy stepped forward. Mr. Goldmann, the meeting with the Stoslow delegation is in 15 minutes. Nolan glanced at the two children one last time, then turned and strode away. Bam! Stephen slammed the picture on the table and roared furiously. I know you spent the night with a man in a hotel room. How dare you lie to me? The sight of the photo made the blood drain from Z's face. It was a picture of a man she did not recognize, helping her into a hotel room. Willow rushed down the stairs in her high heels. Dad, calm down. Z, how could you embarrass the family like this? Even if you are in love with the man, you should know not to cross the line before getting married. Dad, listen, I was out celebrating my birthday with Willow. There was something in the drink that Willow gave to me. That's enough. Stephen stood up, pointed his finger at her, and growled. Willow is your big sister. Don't you dare blame her for your own actions. I was planning to pass on Venna jewelry to you when you finally came of age. But why you? I can't believe you pulled such a stunt to tarnish the family name. I never want to see your face again. The Vanderbilt could do better without a shameless wretch like you, for a daughter. Dad, are you kicking me out? Stephen smashed the mug he was holding right at her feet. Get the hell out of here. As Maisie was dragging her luggage out through the front yard, Willow came up to her. I'll be honest with you. I did add a little something into that drink last night. I'm guessing it must feel horrible to be tainted by a man. Maisie chewed on her lips. You and Leela got what you wanted by worming your way into our home. What more do you want? What I want is your status. Willow walked right up to her and stared fiercely into her eyes. Why am I the illegitimate child, when you get to be the crown jewel of the Vanderbilts? You were born noble and proud, weren't you? Well, now you're nothing but a tainted woman. Willow waved her phone in front of Mz's face. If you don't want this video leaked to the media, and risk ruining your life forever, then hit the road. And don't ever come back. 6 years later, I invited you. It's only been 6 years, and you've become so brash. Willow walked toward Maisie with her arms crossed around her chest. Haven't these past 6 years in exile taught you anything? Mz's eyes turned cold. Congratulations on becoming the director of Venna Jewelry. However, the company seems to be doing worse and worse under your care. Hopefully, the business won't close down one day. Willow lifted an open palm and slapped her in the face. What seems to be the matter? A deep, cold voice came toward them. Willow walked over to the man with an aggrieved look. Nolan, it was all her. I would have forgiven her for humiliating me, but she went too far when she cursed that my company would close down. Maisie met the man's sharp gaze. The man had pale white skin, exquisitely profound facial features, distinct amber eyes that seemed to hide a pool of unfathomable coldness. His face was so similar to both Colton and Waylon. Even his eyes were the exact same color. Nolan's eyes turned cold as ice. Venna Jewelry will go bankrupt, was it? What gives you the right to say that? Maisie lifted her head and looked right into Nolan's eyes. So what if I said it? Miss Vanderbilt, I'm afraid your memory seems to be a bit foggy. Didn't you willingly offer $150 million, just last month, to have me poached from Luxea? If Venna Jewelry has no intention of respecting me, then we can forget about our collaboration. Willow looked shell-shocked. Impossible. How could you be Zora? Nolan's cold gaze swept past her. Willow was forced to hold back her words. Maisie directed her gaze toward Nolan. I'm assuming you, sir, are the man who paid the $150 million behind her back? You claim that you are Zora. Well, then show us the proof. As far as I know, Miss Zora had received a commemorative badge from the royal family of Stoslow. That's not something any plain Jane can have. Maisie scoffed. Why would I show you such a precious item? Does this mean that you don't have the guts to do so? Just look at her, Nolan. She's a liar. Nolan's thin lips were raised coldly. The payment of $150 million is my idea. Hiring Zora as our designer is also my idea. Hence, I'll let today's affair slide if you can prove that you're indeed Zora. But if you were to fail to do so, you won't survive another day in Bassburg. A faint fragrance coming from a cologne stunned Maisie when Nolan approached. It was Gucci cologne, the same as the man from that night 6 years ago. Since you can't prove it, then leave by yourself. Don't make me ask someone to chase you out. Maisie lifted her head abruptly and smiled brightly. Sir, are you sure about that? Then what would you do about the slap that I just took cheek on from Miss Vanderbilt if I can prove my identity? Willow glanced at Nolan cautiously. Nolan, I'll get her to apologize to you, Nolan replied indifferently. Maisie raised her eyes. We're all born and raised in a country of etiquette and courtesy, and we uphold the teaching of returning gifts. So don't you think that I should slap her in return in order for me to feel reconciled? Nolan pressed his thin lips together. You, don't push your luck. Then, you should find yourself another designer. I'm not someone who lets things slide so easily. Maisie took the medal out and showed it off in front of him. Since you've seen the royal commemorative medal, take a good look at it. She placed the medallion back in her bag and walked away. Willow gnashed her teeth hatefully. Nolan, She stretched out her hand, hoping to wrap it around his arm. He retracted it away from her and glanced at Willow indifferently. You'll solve this by yourself. Maisie backhanded Willow on her cheek. Willow was dumbfounded. She gnashed her teeth. King B TC. Does Miss Zora treat others like this in Luxea too? Nolan entered the room and just happened to witness this scene. Willow bit her lower lip. Nolan, don't blame Miss Zora. It's all my fault. Nolan walked up to Maisie. I have ways to eradicate all the opportunities that might lead you back to Luxea if you continue to give me this attitude. Are you threatening me? So what if it's a threat? Maisie burst into laughter. You guys are the ones who want to hire me. But not only did you neglect me, at first, but you also hit me after that. Do I look like easy meat to you? She should apologize to you for her wrongdoing. Nolan approached her. But shouldn't you apologize for your wrongdoing too? What have I done wrongly? I was just returning her the hospitality and courtesy that I got from her yesterday. I've only gotten even with her with that slap. So why is it my fault? Nola's glacial eyes looked stern. Don't justify your actions with excuses. Maisie snorted, turned around, and waved. Then I'll stick to what I've been saying all this while. There's nothing worth discussing now. Nolan hauled her arm and dragged her to the stairway. You'd better go back and apologize. Maisie scoffed and glared directly at him. Over my dead body. Nolan's facial features stiffened. If you don't apologize, Zora's name will disappear from the fashion and jewelry field tomorrow. With the Goldmann's influence in the business circles, not only will your reputation go up in flame in Zlakova, but the people of Stoslo will also no longer hear of the name of Zora. Are you sure that you still want to do so? Maisie gnashed her teeth. Let me go first. Nolan released his grasp. You'd better think this through. Isn't it just an apology? Maisie raised her brows, turned around, and walked out. She approached Willow and her bright red lips opened. I'm sorry. Willow felt extremely complacent deep down, but smiled politely on the surface. It's okay. As for the contract. Maisie took a glance at the man standing outside the door, and signed the contract with a pen.